everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Heather and today I am here with my November TBR. I am so thrilled that it's autumn and it's finally cool, but I cannot believe that we are heading into November already. I'll be honest, I really don't know what I will feel like reading in November. There are a few books that I know that I definitely want to work through. The rest of these are a pile of possibilities, but we'll see. Firstly, I definitely know that I want to work through the Forsyte Saga by John Galsworthy, at least the first volume of it. Now, I've been feeling really badly for not getting very far through it thus far. However, I have to keep reminding myself that this is technically 3 novels and 2 novellas in one. So props to me for getting through any of it. This is a family saga about the Forsyte family, and really I think that's all I can tell you without giving away spoilers for what happens to specific members. And it's being newly adapted this year by Channel 5 and PBS, so I'm hoping to read this at least while watching it, if not before getting to watch it. We'll see how everything pans out. But I am very, very excited for this because I love a good saga period drama. I will also probably end up reading Oath of the Wolf by Elizabeth Wheatley in November. This is the second book of hers that I will be reading, and I will be pre-ordering it as soon as I can. This is the second in her Wrath and Weeping series, which is a fantasy romance series very much inspired by Anglo-Saxon and Viking Britain. So I am really excited for this second book. Obviously, since it's a sequel, I can't tell you too much more about it, but we continue to follow Bryn and Senric and their telepathic dogs, and everything is fabulous. I love her as a person. She is a major personality on social media, and I love her books as well. Also, November is my birthday month, so on my birthday I want to start reading Rewitched by Lucy Jane Wood. I have heard nothing but wonderful things about this, and it seems very much up my street. We have a young woman in her early 30s who is feeling like she's lost herself, and I believe she has to prove her magic in order to stay part of a coven? Am I getting that right? Yes, but during the day she has to keep her magic a secret, where she works as part of a publishing company. There may be some romance in there. It's set in the UK. There are cats. This just says me all over, and I hope it's as wonderful and cozy and uplifting as I think it's going to be. After that, really, we will see where the mood takes me, but I have pulled some books as possibilities. Firstly, I have the last D.E. Stevenson book that I own, which is Young Mrs. Savage. This, I believe, is about a young widow, and it's a first edition from 1949, it looks like, so there is no description to go off of. But I would assume it follows in D.E. Stevenson's usual style of being very cozy, country life, and a bit of romance possibly in there as well. I also thought I might enjoy A Lady for a Duke by Alexis Hall. I hauled this rather recently, and I've been really feeling like reading it more and more. This is a Regency romance featuring a trans heroine who reinvents herself as her female self after being missing, presumed dead at the Battle of Waterloo. And we follow what it's like as she returns to England in her new identity and finds a man that she has always had a crush on. And we see how that pans out. And I find that premise really fascinating, and I can't wait to see what it's like. And I've heard really good things about Alexis Hall as a writer as well, so I hope this is as fabulous as I think it will be. I've been saying that a lot. I apologize, but that is the theme of this TBR. Then I also pulled Diva by Daisy Goodwin, which again I hauled recently. This is a novelization of at least part of Maria Callas's life. Strictly speaking, the part where she had a fairly well-known, I believe, affair with Onassis, and then it's announced that he is marrying Jackie Kennedy, and she has to pick up the pieces, find herself, all while being in and out of the opera world. Since fall means that I'm going back to the opera, that the Met's new season has started, I thought this would be an appropriate pick. And I'm really enjoying my Victober reading, and I don't want to leave it behind. So I might carry over some books that I don't end up reading this Victober, and or picking up this book, The Suspicions of Mr. Witcher by Kate Summerscale, whose subtitle is The Murder at Road Hill House. And I love Kate Summerscale's work. I read Mrs. Robinson's Disgrace about 7 years ago now, and I loved it. It was really, really wonderful. And I believe I read The Scandalous Lady W before that. Loved both of them, and she has a way of writing nonfiction really compellingly. And given that this talks about a real-life murder investigation that gripped the Victorian public, I can only imagine that this will be as good, if not better. This is the story of, as I said, a real-life Victorian murder in which, actually it tells us very little here. The Kent family goes to sleep one night in 1860, and they wake the next morning to discover that a gruesome murder has taken place in their home. And so Jack Witcher of Scotland Yard is sent to investigate the task, and he soon begins to realize that one of the family must be the killer, and that they are now all suspects. So gruesome, yes, not necessarily cozy, but quite intriguing, and dovetailing off of Victober quite nicely. Then, of course, as I said, there might be some carryover classics from Victober, but I can't talk about those right now because there's still more of Victober to go, and I may end up finishing one or two. But if you want to find out exactly what I read and how I enjoyed them, then stick around till the end of the month or the beginning of December when I do my wrap-up. Until then, let me know what you are feeling like reading this November. Do you get into the holiday season early and start reading Christmas things this time of year? I never do, because my birthday and Thanksgiving have to be over before I start feeling the least bit Christmassy. Are you still very much in a fall gothic-y mood? Are you also just at a loss after Victober and not knowing what you want? Let me know in the comments down below, and until next time, be safe, be well, and happy reading. Bye everyone.